to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 16. Today is day number 22, and our sketch was created by Holly Fiercely. I love that she has this beautiful grid on this side, and this can also be a grid. It's still grid shaped. I'm going to be doing something a little bit differently because my photos are not square and I do not have a large photo. I'm going to make 2 grids of 4, one on each side of the layout for this layout. And I am scrapbooking some photos of a homeschool science experiment that we did back in September or October of 2016. And I'm using my counterfeit kit for the product. This month's counterfeit kit was based upon a Sweet Shop's, I think it's called an autumn tale or something like that, and it had wood grain and some beautiful other papers. It featured a lot of denim and peaches, so I actually own that digital collection, and I grabbed all of these papers. So all of these scraps right here, the 2 peaches, the leafy one with the wood grain, and the denim, all of those came from the inspiration kit, and I used my wide format printer to print 12 by 12 sheets. The wood grain, this piece and this piece, are actually just papers from a paper pad that I brought in. I did not just purchase and then print the inspiration kit. I did dig into my stash so that I could use some of my stash instead of printing more stash. I have some mixed media stickers, some alphas, and some circle-y bits, camera, stuff like that in here. So I'm going to pause. We're going to get started. I'll be right back. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to cut down this piece of pattern paper, and then I'm going to take the denim piece and I'm going to cut 1 inch off the top because it's just a tad bit wide, and honestly it's actually a little bit wider than what is shown in Holly's sketch, and that's okay. I'm pretty happy with the way that this layout turned out, and to me that is what's important, is if I'm happy with it. And so it doesn't really bother me too much that these 2 pieces overlap a lot more than maybe they should have. So, of course, I have a kitty cat sitting on my space. This seems to be a thing in the morning when I try to record. So I'm going to put the wood grain circle. I cut these out with my Big Shot. I'm going to put the wood grain circle in the middle. The darker peach one's going to go on the lower right. The lighter one's going to go where Jasper is currently parked his hiney. I will move him in just a minute. So I have these mixed media pieces or stickers. These came from Hip Kits. I believe that my October counterfeit kit, which all of this product came from, I had 4 sheets. I think there were 2 from 2 packs from 2 different kits. And so my goal this month was to try to get these used on pages because they go very, very well with my kit papers, and so I wanted to make sure that I got them on here. I love to do mixed media, but sometimes it's really nice to have something like this, either a pre-made background or these mixed media stickers, so that you can just get some fast, what looks like mixed media on there. So I think all in all, out of the 4 sheets, there were 2 packs of 2 sheets, that I was able to use up almost 2.5 of those sheets. So I'm not going to be putting very much away, if any, this month. So that's great. I'm going to go ahead and get these papers glued down. I know that you don't necessarily need to see me do this, but sometimes it's nice to just get it done on camera, and I didn't have to stop or do anything. I am still having a little bit of trouble with my ATG gun. I don't know if I just got a bad refill or something, but I'm just having all kinds of trouble with it. I'm about ready to take this refill off and put it in the trash. It seems to be getting better. Hopefully it'll stop coming apart. I'm not sure what its deal is, but anyway. So I've got the denim's going to go on next, and then I'm going to layer that leafy bit up there. I know that my papers are a little bit bigger than what Holly shows on her sketch, but again, I am happy with the way that this turned out. These were scraps, except for my background sheets. I think everything on here, paper-wise, is scraps, except for the 2 background wood grains. And I love that light blue wood grain. Those I think are kind of hard to find. All right, now that I've got my photos glued down, I matted them on a light blue cardstock. I had a couple pieces of Hip Kit Club cardstock that I've been trying to use up that were a light blue, and so they matched fairly well. I cut some circles with my dies, but I'm also going to bring in a bunch of elements. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get my title on here, and I realized that I'm never going to get this even, so I brought in my Omnigrid ruler, and I'm going to try to line up these letters this way. Now I am going to be calling this layout Homeschooling Science, and my intention was to spell out the word homeschooling, but I didn't have 2 H's, and so I couldn't do it. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to use some of the embellishments that I have set up, and we're going to use little houses for the word home. And you know, it's just one of those things. It's just what we've got to do. Sometimes we've got to make do with what we've got. And so 1, I wanted to get these black letters used on this layout, and 2, I've been trying to use that chipboard sticker sheet, so it's great to know that I'm able to use these houses and it still makes sense. At least it does to my brain. That's what counts, right? So I have 3 houses on this fall chipboard set. Right now I'm kind of fussing with the windows, and I'm sticking them all over on my fingers. And I'm just going to use those 3, and it's going to say homeschooling. And then I'm going to come in with the tiny alphas, and I'm going to use the tiny alphas to spell the word science. You can kind of see some of the embellishments that I'm planning on using. I had quite a few circles in my counterfeit kit this month, including those chipboard buttons that you can kind of see off to the side. I have 2 sets of those in my kit this month. And so I'm going to be using up quite a few of them today, which makes me super happy. Now these are Pink Fresh Studios letters from Sunshine on My Mind, and it came with a pack of 2. There were the ones that you see here, and then the other one had more pinks in it, and so I only put the ones with the yellow, blue, and the mint in it because those are the ones that matched my kit. The others I left with the Pink Fresh Studio collection. So I am going to just be playing around with these circles and buttons, and I'm going to try to make some little clusters here. Now you could do just about any shape you want. I happen to like playing with circles and buttons, and like I said, I really wanted to make sure that I used up some of these buttons from this kit because I'm tired of putting them in kits and them not getting used. So I think I only die cut the 3 large circles and then 3 smaller circles. The rest of my circles are just embellishments from my kit. Now that one that says yep, I lost it. Yeah, I can see it right here on camera, but when I was sitting there working, I couldn't find it. And so it just kind of hangs out right there until I go to take the photos of the layout for the end of the video, and then I see it and I glue it down. But for now, it's just going to hang out on my daughter's shoulder. So like I said, I'm using various elements from my kit to create my clusters. I'm pretty happy with the circles that I have so far. This tab that I'm playing with, at first I put the phrase in the middle of the circle on the tab, and then I'm like, wait, you can put a cute little button there and that gets another button used. And so that tab is going to be quote unquote holding my labels. I'm going to cut out 5 labels. There's going to be 3 black ones and 2 yellow ones, and I'm going to use those for my journaling, and that tab is just going to be kind of anchoring them on the page just for another little embellishment. So I'm going to sit here and cut out these labels, but I'm not going to make you watch. Okay, now I've got those labels on there right where I want them to be, and so I'm going to pull off that phrase that says currently. I'm going to stick it on that first label. Then I'm going to find 3 phrases on there that go fairly well with this set of photos to put down there on that bottom cluster, and that helps me use up a few of the phrases that are on this sticker sheet. All right, I got this layout done, and I stayed really true to the sketch for the most part. I do have one more photo. My photos are different sizes, and I decorated the circles a little bit more than the sketch, but I'm sure that those were just meant to be embellishment clusters. I love that I was able to use so many of the buttons and things from that sheet of embellishments that are in my October counterfeit kit, as well as all the other things that I put in here that were from my kit. I love that I was able to get a kind of a cute title here using the houses from that embellishment to say homeschooling, and I'm actually really pleased with this. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. I am so appreciative of you. I hope that if you are new to my channel, that if you've seen something that you are enjoying, that you will click that subscribe button down below. There is also a bell down there. That bell will tell YouTube that you want to be notified when I put out new content. Typically, I put out new content 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes 4. Right now, I'm of course trying to keep up with 30 days of sketches. I did miss yesterday's or Sunday's sketch, and I will go back and do it because it's one of my favorite sketches in there, and so I do want to do it, but I had to prioritize Scraplift Crafternoon on Sunday, and there just wasn't enough time to pull off 2. Thank you for being here, and I hope that you have a great week. Bye.